From homemade eggnog to spiced cider to mulled wine, these 3 festive drinks will have you toasting to the holidays in no time. Hi mindful moms and dads, Kristen here. As someone who suffers from a chronic disease, I believe homemade is best, but it doesn't have to be complicated. Today I'm sharing with you 3 of my favorite drinks that are perfect for the holidays or just for cozying up with a blanket and a good book. So let's put on our kitchen capes and get sipping. First up is mulled cider, and this is unlike any cider you've had before. Made with fresh oranges and a homemade mulling spice blend, it's spiced to perfection without any added sugars. And those mulling packs you get at the store, well, not only are they loaded with sugars, but they're also quite expensive. Now, you can make this mulled cider in a slow cooker, on the stove, or in your Instant Pot. I prefer using my slow cooker because I can set it and forget it and let my whole house smell with delicious aromas of mulled cider, and I can set it to warm, which is perfect for when I'm entertaining guests. To a large crock pot, add in a ½ gallon of apple cider. Now, if you want to save some money or you can't find apple cider, you can use apple juice. We're adding so much flavor to this cider that nobody will know that you used apple juice instead of cider. Add in 1 cup of pineapple juice and a ½ cup of cranberry juice, being sure to use 100% juice blends. And then for our mulling spices, use cheesecloth or an unbleached coffee filter. Place 2 cinnamon sticks, 4 whole cloves, and 3 to 4 whole allspice berries on the filter. We're also going to add in some fresh ginger root, which really takes this cider up a few notches. You can purchase ginger root right in your grocery store, and don't be intimidated by it. You simply break off a knob and then use a paring knife to peel away the skin. You can store any leftover ginger root peeled in your freezer indefinitely, and then any recipe that calls for ginger, just get from your freezer and grate right into your recipes. Add about 2 inches of the ginger root that's been peeled and sliced onto your filter and tie it up with some butcher's twine. Add to the cider along with 1 sliced orange and 1 cup of fresh cranberries and a bit of freshly grated nutmeg. Adding whole nutmeg along with the whole spices won't infuse any flavors, so it's best to grate that directly into your cider. Now, you can cook on low for 4 to 6 hours or on high for 2 to 3 hours in your slow cooker. Alternatively, you can simmer all these ingredients on your stove for 1 to 2 hours on very low heat. Or you can place all the ingredients into the pressure cooker, with one key exception. Don't use a coffee filter. Either use cheesecloth or pop the spices whole directly into your Instant Pot. That coffee filter has disintegrated on me in my pressure cooker. Not what anybody wants. You want to pressure cook that on high for 15 minutes with a natural pressure release. When ready to serve, remove the spices and ladle up the cozy deliciousness. While mulled cider is a favorite for both adults and kids, this next recipe for mulled wine is an adult favorite. It's also a great way to turn a less expensive bottle of wine into something memorable. To a large stock pan, add in a 750 milliliter bottle of dry red wine. You can use Merlot, Cabernet, a blend, whatever you like. Add in 1 cup each of cranberry juice and orange juice, and then we're gonna prepare our spices in the same way we did for the mulled cider. Use 4 cinnamon sticks, 3 allspice berries, and 3 cloves. You can also opt to add 1 to 2 whole star anise, but I find the flavors a little bit overwhelming, so I typically omit. Tie that up with butcher's twine and add to the wine mixture, along with a ½ cup of fresh cranberries and 1 sliced orange. Feel free to omit the cranberries or orange if you don't have them on hand. You want to simmer this on low for 30 minutes to 1 hour. Alternatively, you can mull your wine in the slow cooker on low heat for 2 hours or on high for 30 minutes. After simmering, you're going to discard the spices, and then you can let it chill and serve to chill, or you can ladle up the mulled wine warm. If you love eggnog, you're gonna love this recipe for homemade eggnog, and I'm even gonna show you how to make it dairy-free. The first thing you need to do is separate 4 eggs. I do this by cracking whole eggs over a bowl and letting the egg white fall into the bowl underneath. Save your egg whites to use for egg bites or a breakfast casserole. And then place those egg yolks into a blender along with a 1/4 cup of maple syrup or granulated sugar. Use up to 1/3 cup if you like your eggnog really sweet. Blend on high until light and creamy and combined. And then in a large saucepan, you want to heat 4 cups of milk. You can use whole milk or you can use almond milk or full-fat canned coconut milk for a non-dairy treat. And you want to add in a half a teaspoon of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg. Be sure to use fresh nutmeg for the best tasting eggnog. And you want to let that simmer over medium heat until it's just warm, not boiling. And now my trick for tempering the egg mixture into my warm cream so that my eggs don't scramble. Turn your blender on low. Slowly stream in about a half a cup of the warm cream. Let that mix for just a minute and then slowly stream in the remaining bit of milk. Place a fine mesh strainer over the saucepan and then pour your milk mixture over the strainer. Just to catch any little bits that may have formed, heat gently over medium heat until the mixture thickens, being sure to whisk constantly. Once thickened, turn off the heat and add in 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract and 2 to 4 ounces of good quality bourbon or whiskey if you like your eggnog spiked. Let this mixture chill completely and then serve with an additional bit of freshly grated nutmeg. Whether serving at the holidays or enjoying with close friends or even just curled up in front of the fire with a good book, these festive beverages are sure to be favorites. And they also all pair perfectly with Instant Pot pumpkin cheesecake, which I'll show you how to make in my next video.